Justin says, benevolent overseer of the universe, my girlfriend recently started antidepressants. She had many deaths in her family this year, which caused her depression. It concerns me that her mood was brighter the day she started, and she attributed that to the meds. I know enough about them to know that it takes much longer than that for them to take effect, and she was experiencing the placebo effect. She's in a much better mood than she was before, but I'm concerned about the long-term effects. I appreciate any insight you can give on this. All right. I always have to start these things with telling you I'm not a doctor. I don't want to get in the way of what doctors are prescribing, but I am going to give you my personal opinion on this. A woman who has suffered family deaths is not depressed. She's grieving. That is a totally, totally different thing. And grieving can lead to depression. Depression can be part of grieving. But the person, I don't even know if this was a psychiatrist or just an MD who prescribed these drugs. But to prescribe these drugs was reckless. And yes, you're right, that it does take a while for SSRI drugs to kick in, and she probably was experiencing a placebo effect. So she's been. This stuff really ticks me off. She's been prevented from experiencing her grief. She's been prevented from working through her grief. It's possible that some drugs might have been helpful in that process, but that's not what's happening. She's just essentially being drugged to keep her from annoying the doc. So now, what you want is to get her off, but you can't do that without a doctor's help. You can't do it by nagging her. You can't do it by fighting with her. It's just that she should be going to a mental health professional to help wean her slowly off these drugs. And that is, something you might want to try and arrange with her by saying to her that you would go into counseling with her and help her do this, because just from your letter, I don't know the whole story, but just from the facts I'm getting from your letter, it seems to me that somebody really misstepped here and misused these drugs, and she should be weaned off them. But you're going to need a doctor's help. Don't ever do it yourself, because there's all kinds of bad consequences of doing that. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just reading your letter. I'm not on the scene. You want to get much, much more expert and close advice before you do anything. But if you want to get her off it, you're going to need a doctor's help.